This is Zonic Tiger. Alongside me, I have two captain, Martin and David. The home team captain is Martin. That is the one who is going to flip the coin by being officiated by Janvier. Head is the call. Tail tease. Martin, you won the toss. What are you going to do the first?
We are bowling first.
You are bowling first. Is there any change in your team?
Not too much, but the last time we had the guys from Uganda, so they are not here. So you had to put in other two guys. Yeah.
All the best, Martin. Hard luck, David. You lost the toss. What would you like to do first if you have won the toss?
Honestly, we'd like to bat first, but we are lucky. And anyway, we are not lucky, but we are lucky. So we should bat first, but yeah.
Thank you. All the best. The news comes in the middle is that Zonic won the toss and elected to bowl first. Bowl first. Stay tuned. We are shortly backing in the live action. Welcome again to the match number 10, Zonic Tiger versus Chigari Cricket Club. Zonic won the toss and elected to bowl first. Now that is the Martin who is going to start with the ball. First delivery, big appeal there. Nothing special from the umpire. That is good start for Martin. Start by asking main questions about the batters. We saw Krasila last game. Well driven there. David trying to show himself up, not getting that first boundary, but 2 lands, quick taken. Very nice to David. Last game, get out without having any land in his low, but today it's a 2 land already in one ball. Very nice to see David and Krasida opening this inning, long one, 50 overs for Martin. And Martin, that is only 3 balls past 3 lands. There was also a good chance to take the catch, but the commitment one, no one to go down for it. They sit away by not having any land. That is the dot. 4 balls, 3 lands in Martin's over. First one. This is 3 lands for the first over. 50 overs that are going to be played to this ground today. Beautiful morning, Sunday. Good delivered again. David, with his intention today, maybe he's trying to go, but he has to know the balls are not the same. The only key secret to play this over is just using your mind quickly and adapt very fast, because this is the time to take his team to get the win of the day, because we saw them losing the last game. Well played and well solved by that young man, young one Elik, trying to throw himself down. That is the end of first over. I'm going to be joined by Zaidi Khan. Good morning, Zaid. Welcome again.
Thank you, Rosine. Good morning and welcome everybody once again here in the Dufferbet Premier League 50 overs. Team Zonic Tigers winning the toss and electing to bowl first due to the nature of their gameplay. They mostly opt for bowling first. They believe bowling is their stronger side to the game. Kigali Cricket Club, one of the oldest clubs, if not the oldest club in run-in cricket history. Of lately, they haven't been tasting success. New Mugawa coming from the airport end. Starts off into the line of the stumps there. Watchfully played there by David Uwimana. David Uwimana, someone who's been playing the game almost a decade now. Still yet to make an impact with the bat. Used to be the national team's wicketkeeper behind the stumps. But due to the modern game these days, you cannot just come in and provide one side to the game. You've got to be good, either extremely good with the gloves and with the bat in hand. That is somewhere David has been lacking. And multiple opportunities have been given. It's interesting to see. We've got Karasira Chanserier, who's out there in the middle, opening for KCC. How often do you see that?
That is how they used to go with their opening pair. But last game, he managed to score 16 runs in 20 balls. But if you saw his batting style was somehow not good, but he managed to get that score. That was the second big score to the last game. But this Krasira also can hit the ball, but for me, I can let him go to open. But that is the team strategy. You don't know what they want.
Lovely flick there. But protection in the deep. They will pick up comfortable 2 runs. Yes, of course, the strategy, the team strategy is there. And knowing KCC, someone like Karasira would never expect to be sent in as opening batsman. But all of a sudden, he's surprised by his captain sent in the fire line. And if things don't happen accordingly, it's only the captain to be blamed for. Down the leg side this time. Tall Eric, the captain, former captain, I beg your pardon, of Rwanda national team, men's, took his retirement and now being an official, supporting the game, whichever way possible. Fuller length this time, loud appeal and a shake of the head by Eric. So close. It's because of that movement due to the new cherry in hand off the surface. Just extending the hands. David Uwimana missing out on that one.
This Lodrick, that is the one who expect a big movement with the ball. But also this is the wide caught by Elik, the tall man there.
Sonic Tigers gifting away wides. You can see the projected score being 273. Most likely it'll be less than that. But something Zonic has always been guilty of is providing extras to their opponents. Last time around they gave away 24 extras.
What will be the total of the extras if they continue bowling like this? Because this is only 2 overs done, but couple of extras given. But this is the end of second over, 11 none, no loss.
Well, if they continue bowling like this and giving away extras by the end of the season, we will have a brand new record for extras. Something Duffobet would be looking into. And also the teams. You cannot be playing the game that way. It doesn't look right. And lots of work to be done by the youngsters. It is a young team. They should be able to adapt to the conditions. Martin Akayezu coming from the pavilion end on the money straight away. Coming into his second over, he's given away just 3 runs. Starts off with a dot ball. Has first slip in place. Will be interesting to see, does he bowl according to the field he has set? Here he is charging in again.
Miss and swing David without knowing where the ball pitches, but that is a very good idea from Martin. That is the ball. If he made a mistake, that slip could have been there for catching that ball.
I'd like to see a replay of that delivery because you could see the mistakes, the basic mistakes being made there by David Uwimana. His head just falling over off stump, making him play the wrong line and completely not getting track of where a mix-up was there and a run out. Gets away with that. Flimsy sort of running between the wickets there. Very risky. There you see, have a look at that. Just the front foot, you could see there was a little skip in there. Not getting settled. Not quite sure what line he was trying to play there. And completely losing it. He's got to understand, this is a real bowler coming at him. Not a bowling machine, which feeds you the balls on the same spot each and every time. You've got to adapt. Three deliveries in this over done. Karasira is on 1 of 3. It's nice to see KCC sending in a left-right combination, trying to disturb the fielders earlier on. Oh, nasty bit of delivery there. You've seen Martin Akayezu bowl multiple times. Where do you think, as a bowler, he stands at the moment, considering that he has just come back from that tour of Nigeria?
For me, what I could like to see Martin bowling, it's about full length because his ball is quick. If you miss it, you can find it back. It's you who can get out. But he sometimes prefer to bounce the ball or to bowl short length. But that is how bowlers do. But for me, I can advise him to have that more full length balls because that is the one which is very confused to the batters.
He's just got to hold his nerve. He's got to be relaxed. He's got to back himself up. He's got the pace. Just needs to put it in the right areas. Lovely looking shot that just helped it on its way, but great bit of effort in the deep. Overcast conditions here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. The movement will be very handy for Team Zonic Tigers. There you see the manual scoreboard. Our man Protogen, all smiles, doing the job. Lovely to see. And again, we will be having an event later on in the afternoon. I'd like to welcome each and everyone here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium for the Sunday Fest that we've got started with at the upper field at Gahanga. End of 3 overs, 13 for no loss.
That is very nice to see competition between Neo Mugava, Lodrig and Cressida. If you see how Cressida is moving his bat, by the movement of the Lodrig's ball, I can expect something in special in this over. Very good swing from that man. I said it earlier. He's the one who expects a big movement with the ball each and every day. No matter how the pitch is, he moves the ball.
And also, this youngster Neo Mugabo, you've been watching him bowl for Team Zonic, given the opportunity to open the attack for Team Zonic. But where do you see his progress? Where do you see him ending up in a couple of years?
If he continues bowling like this and work on his batting, not too much years, not too many, he will find himself on the national team because this movement can be challenging many persons because they don't like it because it is not easy to play this ball wide. Because of trying to move the ball, he ends up by giving away these extras, but only 3 balls gone, 1 wide.
You could see him trying to roll his fingers over the ball there, trying to bowl him around his legs there, but a trick that just went missing because slightly away from the line that he had intended. Karasira taking his time, not showing too much of an intent, but how much of his patience will stand out here. They need to stand in. It is a 50 over game. No rush whatsoever. As we've been following the World Cup, we saw yesterday Netherlands beating Bangladesh. In the air, lands safely. Just short of that fielder. Deep third man there, just not in the range of the catch. As we come in for the final delivery.
Well bowled. That is how to cross the over. Very nice to see this young man taking responsibility, trying to ask many questions. But as if we saw Cressida was struggling to this over, ending the 4th overs, 15 runs, no loss. That is Zonic Tiger and KCC today.
It'll be interesting to see two of the top performers of KCC happen to be the top performers for the national side in this recent tournament that was held in Nigeria, West African Trophy. We saw the likes of Hamza Khan and Nadir Mohammed bringing on the heat for the national team. And again, these games provide them that practice session to improve their game, to work on their skills, so that they keep in touch of form when it comes to the national side. Making their debut, they played quite impressive.
That was very nice to see those two big mans making debut on the national team and going there by adapting to the situation, what was not easy, but coming up by being top performance in West Africa Trophy. Very nice to see. We saw Hamza Khan taking his half century. That was very nice to see because it was his first time to play to the Rwanda national team and managed to have that very beautiful score and beautiful history to remember.
And again, it's never easy, making a debut and you don't have a really nice game first up. But then it's all about a quality player trying to fight back and put up some numbers, which he did. The first time around, he missed his half century by just 2 runs. That was his second game for the national side. Very impressive, I must say. And his partner in crime, Nadir Mohammed. Oh, what a ball. What a fire back by David. David, who happens to be also playing tennis, should be watching these balls quite easily. Does spend lots of time practicing. But something that he's really needed to work upon is strike rate and shot selection. Sometimes he get too locked into playing safe cricket. You've always got to look for a scoring opportunity. Lovely looking shot that in the vacant region. The chase is on. It won't reach a boundary. Lovely chase that. They will pick up 3 runs. Excellent cricket all around. Lovely fielding, lovely batting. Wasn't a very bad ball, just a tad bit short and pulled away due to the wettish outfield here at Gahanga. The ball failed to reach the boundary ropes. There should have been a boundary there.
But that is how Zonic knows the ground, because they are always near the ground. So that was a very good catch, but not yet caught by Wilson Itang. Very big effort from him, but unfortunately he ends up by dropping it. Hadrak Wilson, but that was a very good see, taking himself down by pulling the ball in himself. But that is how cricket is. One mistake, then not putting his eyes on the ball, ending up by dropping it. Martin trying to take the first wicket, but not yet. Keep working for it. Very good, praised by David.
Another thing to notice here, how Zoning Tigers throughout this tournament have been struggling to pick up their first wicket. Last time around, it took them 10 overs to pick up their first wicket and breaking that opening partnership, just allowing the batsmen to settle in, which can eventually result into a massive total. They need to pick up a wicket earlier on. That's a key ingredient to the recipe of winning this game, and a free hit by overstepping Martin Akayezu, something he's been very, very guilty of in the recent year. Up and over. Lovely strike that. It won't reach the boundary, but they'll pick up valuable runs here. And both of these two youngsters are very streaky between the wickets. Picking up 3 runs once again. With that, we come to the end of the 5th over. 25 runs on board for no loss is Team KCC.
That's a very big score with this format, 25 no loss. There was also a big batting lineup. But if Zonic they don't manage to take the first wicket early, they will struggle later, because when this ground comes to get drier, it will be also easy to these badmen who are behind these two pair, like 4 and 5. It will be easy to get the score quickly.
And again, the longer these two stay out there with the style of cricket they're playing, they are going to cause an effect on. They are going to have an effect on the balls. And then once it stops swinging, it just becomes a batting paradise out there. So the bowlers need to really use that new cherry in hand, work out the right lines, work out the right lengths, and pick up that initial wicket. A lovely bit of movement there, played down the ground. It will be a boundary. Lovely connection that off the blade of David Uwimana.
Fairly well driven there by David Uwimana. And also, this is the first boundary of this game today. Very nice to see.
Full looking delivery there by New Mugabo. He's given away just 13 runs and he's into his 3rd over here. Good stuff by the youngster. He does tend to get lots of movement through the air as well. Sometimes you see from the angle that he creates, the movement is there in the air. And you've just got to play it late. A bit of a restart once again.
Another good delivery from Neomugava. That is the one who expecting a big movement. We are keep saying it because he tried to use his opportunity.
Much fuller on that occasion. We're done with 6 overs here. 29 runs on board for no loss. Once again, the same strategy of using the pace bowlers back-to-back overs and continuing the spell here. Let's wait and see. Does he tend to get a fruitful over out of this? Martin Akayezu once again from the pavilion end. Just manages to keep it on the ground there. Is Karasira was on 7 of 15. Not bad. The kind of player who can actually accelerate and get that strike rate in no time. But he's got to give himself time to hang in there and get used to the conditions and the bowlers. Just lands short of Wilson there. And not much of a movement there by Wilson. If he was active, there was an opportunity. He was in the air for a fair amount of time. But Wilson, caught ball watching. Something he has been guilty of in the national colours too.
That's what we always say is quality players provide half chance into chances. That's what the movement explains for. But we also always stand like someone who is ready to take what is dealt to him, not moving. But that is how the chances go away of you. If he managed to take that catch, that will be a big change of the game, but not yet caught. Good delivery from Martin, but umpire managed to show that a wide. Even the Martin was appealing. He was just asking to umpire. That is the job of lefties, to make bowlers make different mistakes, like giving unexpected extras because of being confused by the line you could bowl to. Good catch, Martin. Try to catch the ball himself. Krasler getting himself on 7 runs in 18 delivery. Keep reminding you, last game he scores 16 runs in 23 deliveries. Hadrak Shadilier, this is the end of his inning today, but also known him as a bowler. Now, this is Kevin Watua moving in.
Once again plays across the line of the delivery and gets a top edge. And a comfortable catch by the captain himself, who gets underneath it in no time. Martin Akezu, the bowler himself, picks up a catch. Not leaving the responsibility upon any other fielder but himself. And the plan tends to work out. Was trying to get an edge. He had placed the fielders within the 30-yard in the right spots, trying to bowl a line across the batsman there. And Karasira took the bait, got the top edge, lost his wicket cheaply. Not trying to understand what sort of trap that was set for him. With that, KCC losing their first wicket for 30 runs. Final delivery of the 7th over here.
That wicket allows Kevin Watua to the pitch to have a strike. Last game, he managed to score 40 runs in 41 balls. That is the one who managed to pass 20 runs in that game. That was very nice. Let's see if he's going to take his team today also. Very big appeal there. Outgiven. That is Vicky who lays his up.
Calvin Watua has to depart. The man who comes 540 kilometers away has a very, very short stay out there in the middle. Look at him complaining about hitting the flaps, but the finger has been raised, and I doubt it would be revoked. Ooh, a tricky one. That seemed to be rising. That seemed to be rising there, Rosine. Not sure what Vicky Prajapati was considering there, but at the end of it, the finger has been raised. How big is that wicket for KCC? New Mugabe once again from the airport end. 2 wickets in succession here for Team Zonic. 32 for the loss of 2. We're into the 8th over here. And once again, the left hand, right hand combination. We've got Mohammed. Mohammed Mustaba. 2 matches, 1 innings, not much to talk about. Not quite sure why the control room had to bring that up. Guys need a cup of coffee in there. And once again, left hand, right hand combination for Team KCC. Let's see. Keeps it on the ground. And they steal a single comfortably. Sneaky. The type of shots you see in a softball game. But it works.
This is the time also to have another partnership, because the first one broken. They have to do a great job by having also another great partnership for having the lands that they want to have. But if you see how David is praying today, maybe has a good mind to carry his team on.
And again, Rosin, just 2 wickets down, 33 runs on board. We're yet to cross the 10 over mark. How many overs have the main pace bowlers gone through? And try to understand the likes of Hamza Khan and Nadir Mohammed are yet in the dugout and haven't been sent in by KCC. So if Zonic Tigers tend to finish their key bowlers early on, the sort of assault, the sort of attack Hamza Khan can bring to a side, let's wait and see how it works out.
That is also the need of captain use of mind. But maybe it's their strategies. But they also have to work on it, because the good things, they know whole team and how they batting. That's where the Martin maybe would do have stop to ball and wait to that key batters also that are in the dugout. But let's see, maybe they have another thing special today. Good shot again.
Just plays it around the corner. Of course, the likes of the captain. 8 overs here, 34 on board for the loss of 2, Team KCC. Yes, I was saying Martin Akayezu will have to save a couple of his overs to bowl to Hamza Khan and Nadir Mohammed because he's worked with them in recent times. They know each other very, very well, and it makes it a very good competition to watch, even for the audience. But he needs to be watchful that he saves a couple of overs in his bag. Otherwise, the inexperienced youngsters bowling to those batters will make it very easy for Team KCC to pile up a big score.
That is also the praise to lose the game by not thinking critically in short moment. Held away by little success, not thinking what is behind. But let's see. We don't know what is in his mind and what is the team strategies that Martin.
Well, you can see there he's just trying to bowl it short to David Uwimana, trying to make him play that line outside off stump and hard hands once again. No idea where the ball was, clueless about where he had struck the ball, and that is something I've always been talking to the young batsmen and young batters here in Kigali. You need to strike the ball, but you also need to be aware of where you're striking the ball. The quality of placement at the moment is questionable. And that is something you will notice from most of the Asian batsmen. They might not hit it with too much power, but placement is much better than even some of the players of the national side.
But for us, we try to use our natural effort or energy, but without knowing where the ball is. But the key point is about knowing where the ball pitches and easily placement of it.
Beaten by pace there, Mohammed Mustaba. He is sent in to kill the bowlers. He's not in there to score the runs for sure. He's in there to get the bowlers and the fielders tired. You can see from the sort of gameplay he's got on. 4 deliveries he's played. He's on 1 run and keeping it on the ground. Anything he plays, have a look at that. Softest of hands there. Not allowing the ball to go in the air for anything. Killing the ball within the play. You can see Martin Nakayezu, the sense of fatigue on his face. He's picked up 2 wickets, yes, but he's already bowled 5 overs. With that, we come to the end. Excellent over that by Martin. Just 1 run he's given away. Mohammed Mustaba and David Uwimana respectively on 19 of 30 and Mustaba on 1 of 5. We come to the end of the 9th over. 35 runs on board for the loss of 2.
Very well bowled by Neo Mugawa, trying to swing the ball, and David trying to swing his arms, but at this moment it won't work. That is the end of story of David Wimana. 19 lands in 31 balls, only one boundary consisted in this batting of David.
What a delivery that was. Let's have a look at that once again. Movement off the surface and knocks the leg stump off. Absolutely Castles. Wrong line. Again, this is exactly what I was talking about in the previous over. He's trying to muscle the ball but not sighting and not being aware of what line and what length the ball has been bowled. It's one of the ugliest sounds to a batsman. Mohammad Zishan, 2 matches, 1 innings, 4 runs just. He needs to do much more. The responsibility resting upon his shoulders. At times, he is the captain of the side. The stand-in captain had just departed and replaces him the usual captain of Team KCC, Zishan Mohammed. Zishan there stuck on the crease, appealing for a wide, but Eric Toll believes it had just brushed his thigh pad. And now we've got 2 batsmen out there in the middle who love to keep the ball on the ground. It'll be interesting to see what sort of shots are being played here.
But as you said, if you saw this, Martin is bowling and he's about finishing his overs. But we are keep remembering they have Hamza Khan, but they don't mind. They have to bowl those overs. Very well bowled by that Lodrig. He has a very nice movement of the ball. At this time, it works by taking the crucial man who was trying to crash the ball. David out by swinging his arm for the full delivery. Loss of shot selection. But another not chance, but by this moment, poor picking the ball of wicket keeper, ending by losing that chance. That would also be a big loss to this team because the falling of wicket in these 5th overs, it's also another big problem to the team which is batting.
Do you see any difference?
Yes.
This one is better? This is normal. End of the power play. 36 runs on board for the loss of 3. It has been a 50-50 sort of performance from each sides. And again, what a way to get out by David Wimana. Something he has gone through multiple times in the past 10 years of cricket that he's played. And there you have the graph. 2 wickets in that 7th over. 2 punchbacks by Team Zonik in the same over. And who else than the captain himself to do the damage? And also the youngster. Great competition, great camaraderie, trying to pick up a wicket from each end. Jersey number 17, Martin Akayezu, was talking to the head coach of men's national team Rwanda, Lee Booth, and asked him about the set of role that was provided to Martin Akayezu in the national side as a bowler, and he explained why the likes of Eric Kubimana were not allowed to bowl because they do not provide the express pace as that of Martin Akayezu. And reading his profile, he was always encouraged to bowl full as everybody asks him, but these are the sort of deliveries you cannot expect out of a national team player. Let's have a look at that once again. Down the leg side. Horrid looking delivery that by Martin Akayezu.
But you know him. He's a good bowler, but he has also to work on his spot bowling by having same line, bigger pill there. Nothing expected. He's going to lace the boundary. That is the another boundary leg by there. That is also on the leg side. That is the why there was no anything special expected. Bigger pill there. Nothing special from the umpire. That is Martin, who managed to take 2 wickets. Any 3 wicket falls at this moment. But now, that is not.
And it races away for yet another boundary. Martin Akayezu not happy with his slip cordon there. It was a diving effort, but it goes in vain. Healthy edge taken there. You can see from the looks of it. Zishan Mohammed takes the bait, and the dive was put in, but it was moving at quite some pace there. No fielder stood a chance.
And also the sad man can't found that ball because by the pace of Martin and also extra pace of the batter who touched the ball, that was too quick. The only thing that was possible, it's only the slip fielder to touch it to minimize the pace of the ball, but unfortunately he doesn't find it.
And I feel a bit sorry for the slip fielder as well, not getting into the right position, being aware of the sort of pace being offered by Martin. It's one of the toughest spots in the field to be fielding, especially to pace bowlers, because your reaction time is very minimum. Comes flying at extra paces. Lots of injuries tend to happen in that position, and you've got to be eagle eyes out there in the field to get that nick and catch it safe hands. We've seen the likes of Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, even the big man himself, Christopher Henry Gale, in that position. Watchfully played, defensive. There you can see body language. Not right there, just kicking the ball away. Disappointed, Martin Akayezu. As a fast bowler, how frustrating is it to be proper defended by a batsman, middling it and letting you know that you might be quick, but I watch you. I see you. Ends that with yet another dot ball. 11 overs done here, 45 runs on board for the loss of 3. Team KCC cruising along. Mohammad Zishan on 5 of 10 and Mohammad Mujtaba on 1 of 5. There we have the standings of the Dufferbet RCA 50 overs Premier League. Challengers on top, far, far ahead than anybody. Played 4, won 4, net run rate 3.5. Highest of the lot. Kigali Cricket Club at the very bottom there. 2 games, lost 2, net run rate negative 4.52. Playing against Zonik, 2 places ahead of them. Zonik having lost their previous game to Challengers was a severe clapback to the youngsters. Just a tab. Beautiful looking shot, that exquisite placement there by Zishan. By Mujtaba, I beg your pardon. And you can see the movement from left to right, right to left. Each and every rotation of the strike being 50 overs. You've got to get rid of these partnerships, otherwise the fatigue can check in. Played on the ground once again.
This lefty and lighter partnership seems to be very bad to the fielding team because they always changing places. But that's how cricket is. We can't change that because we have to face that issues. And the most important thing is how the team adjusts on that situation. Very good watching that what David need to have. Watching the ball and press it where it's supposed to be pressed.
One thing I can let you know, Rosine, Mohammad Zishan is a very, very stubborn customer out there in the middle. He doesn't allow anything to go by. Rarely, extremely rarely would you find him play the ball in the air. Loves keeping the ball on the ground. Loves playing the ball around his pads. It's almost like sweeping. The man can sweep a full toss. The man can sweep a full length delivery. He will sweep everything he lands upon. But he will make sure he keeps it on the ground. And somebody who has been playing this game for over a decade here in Rwanda is quite aware of the conditions and what to face. As you can see, the confidence there. And the finger has been raised. Love to see that once again. That's the end of Mohammad Mujtaba, who was running towards the danger end. Completely unnecessary, but KCC doing KCC things.
Very well driven, but miscommunication or long communication ends up by giving Lan out himself.
Oh yes, a clear run out there. And with that, we've got the big wicket, the big fish for Team KCC. The highest scorer of the national team, Rwanda, in the West African Trophy. Hamza Khan scored 190 runs in that tournament. Must be high on confidence. You can see his strides walking into the game, being joined by his teammate Mohammad Zishan. For all the viewers online, do not be mistaken by that name. He was a very good player of ours here in Kigali, Rwanda. Mr. Kamil, wherever you are, hope you're listening to this. Rwanda cricket does miss you. Hamza Khan here. 2 matches, 1 innings, 3 runs. He needs to do much, much better, and this was prior to that tournament. Let's see, does it make a difference? Ball number 1. Getting the movement along with the breeze here. There's a cold breeze coming from the left to right of the field. And with that, we come to the end of the 12th over. 46 on board for the loss of 4. The wickets are tumbling here for Team KCC.
Pressure keeping rising up for the team KCC. But this is the time Hamza need to manage that pressure, and he can score his quiet lands. But if he doesn't manage the pressure, he can get out in unexpectedly moment, in an expected way. But this is the one who can smash the ball and play it very well. But the key point of playing cricket is just watching the ball.
Lovely looking shot that. But the slow outfield will restrict the ball from reaching to the boundary ropes. Just using the pace of Martina Kayezu, plays it around the corner. Just a gentle glance. I wouldn't really call it a flick because the bat doesn't have that movement of the wrist, but a very solid looking guided shot by Mohammad Zishan. And pick up 2 runs comfortably. Once again, defensively played there.
But the good thing I got to this Zishan, that is the one who is good at watching the ball and helping him to play on the ground a lot of the moment, because he's always watching the ball. Whatever shot he plays, showing up, I'm watching the ball. No ball. This is the second to the Martin. Maybe it's also overstep, because that is what he known as. Free hit. That is this Zishan who is going to face it.
Second time around, something Martina Kayezu does quite often, and once again it has been punished. Will it reach? No, it won't. The chase was on and comfortably done. Hamza Khan sends Zishan back, not trying to do anything silly out there. very relaxed at the moment. He has faced just one delivery so far. Good to see the sort of maturity, and I hope we get to see more of that from Hamza Khan. We need these players to be doing their top-notch work, as they will be representing the national colours very soon.
End of 13th over, 50 runs on the board, 4 wickets down. Now Hamza Khan and Mohamed Zishan betting. This is the partnership that can change the gear of KCC. Hamza Khan 0 of 2 deliveries. Zishan 8 of 20 deliveries. That is not big to worry about, because this is 50 overs and this can be changed shortly. Because if they manage to play until the 25 over, that will be better to see how guilty and how angered this bowling team is.
It will be the first time we get to see introduction of spin coming from the airport end, and what a battle this is going to be between the pocket dynamites that we have here in Kigali. We've got Hamza Khan, who takes the lead off the moment he spots a spinner coming in. There is a slip in place, and someone like Mugisha Israel, who's also very challenging as a bowler, has lots of variations, is always into the competition, always trying to get into the batsman's mind. As my other fellow commentators like to mention how much of an animated bowler he is. He's always fidgeting, always moving around, doing things, trying to get into the batsman's mind, not allowing them to pick runs comfortably. But he will be bowling to the likes of Hamza Khan, where he needs to bring out his A game.
That is very nice to see Hamza Khan trying to have rotation of strike. That is very comfort praise to them. If they keep rotating, not trying many, that will be easy to them. Wide, these extras can be a bad story of the day if they keep bowling them.
Well, of course, and they never seem to understand that. They're coming in the air, and a very, very soft dismissal there. Celebration there by Mugisha Israel. Picks up a wicket in his very third delivery. The only time that we see Mohammad Zishan pop the ball in the air ends up being caught. 22 balls he faced, 9 runs, and his innings comes to an end here.
After bowling wide, Mugisha picked up his first wicket. This is a 5th wicket. Check it. That was a very good intention, but hard hand on the ball.
Nowhere near to the pitch of the ball. Zishan tried to defend that, and it just popped up in the air. Easiest of catches to be taken. It was set. It was given down there. And now we get to see the national team batsmen Hamza Khan and Nadir Mohammed, once again left and right hand combination. Will this be the partnership that brings some balance to the KCC side? 4 wickets down. 5 wickets down, I beg your pardon. And it is a drinks break. There you see the scorecard. David Uwimana being the highest scorer, 19 runs he scored off 32 deliveries with 1 boundary to his name. 5 wickets down. Our team KCC, 15 extras. A figure that Team Zonic really needs to work upon and take control of. We're into the 14th over here. 3 deliveries left. As we come to the end of the drinks break. Nadir. A quick shot delivery there by young Israel. He picked up a wicket in his very first over. A much slower one this time around through the air by Mugisha Israel. That's the sort of variations that he brings to the side. A very thoughtful bowler who did extremely well in that under-19 tour to Uganda 2 months ago.
That is the aggressive young man, Mujisha Israel, in bat ball eggs, just bowling very tight and impressive overs. And also Elik was there. That is the youngest one to that bat ball eggs, but he managed to bowl in very good overs, and now he's praying to Zonic Tigers. Maybe that is the one also who can change this quickly, because this is 5 overs down. Let's see how many wickets can he take today.
We've got Widuhai, Eric, jersey number 1, coming from the pavilion end, and there is a slip fielder put in place. Hamza Khan on strike. Slashes hard, but there is fielder. You cannot keep this man out of the action. He's always around, in the frame, doing something. If not with the ball, he does it with the bat. If not with the bat, he does it in the field. Mugisha Israel, good things coming his way. Once again, in the air, and has been dropped. Would you believe it? You've got to support your field. You've got to support your bowlers. Have been provided the opportunity. You can see there, Hamza not happy with his partner. Tries to go hard at it. Gets the thick outside edge. Was in the air. Should have been taken that. And almost ran his partner out.
But if I was not mistaken, there was not dive. That also to move to the ball and take it peacefully, but he tries to throw his body down, end up by dropping the catch. That can cost them today.
But again, if you look at the bowling action of Eric here, as a batsman, you're just wondering when exactly is he going to bowl, because he tends to bowl very, very slow through his action. His run-up is extremely slow, just keeping the batsman guessing, and that is where the errors get caused by the batsman. There you see Hamza Khan now on strike, playing it along the ground. Lovely to see that once again.
This praying motion of Hamza can be very nice to see, because he's trying to go away of the strike. That is the very good secret to stay on the wicket. It's just striking the ball quickly and then you go away of it.
15 overs done here. The score on board is 555, 55 for the loss of 5 wickets in 15 overs. Look at all the fives we've got on the screen there. He needs to work out that aggression and stay on the crease as long as possible. Play a cool innings. The scores will be ticking as long as you hang in there. Try to understand your side has just lost 5 wickets. Your teammates, 5 of them have walked back into the dugout. So responsibility is at question here. Once again, Mugisha Israel to Hamza Khan. Again in the air, this time in the vacant region and just rotating the strike. Something Mugisha Israel does really well through his leg spin is that he creates the dip on the batsman. So when the batsmen believe the ball is coming fuller, they tend to go for that defensive shot and it just bounces much shorter in length as expected, which results into the batsman popping the ball into the air. Much flighted this time. There should be a comfortable 2 here.
This rotation seems to be very nice to each and every format, but this can be also good to this team to have another partnership, because the only partnership we saw it's between Krasira and Wimana, others they are linked, but this is the one also that can change the story of KCC. Very good defense from Nadil.
He has a very, very quick arm ball that he bowls. You saw it there, but watchfully played by Zishan. By Mohammad Nadir, I beg your pardon. Keeps it on the ground, rotating the strike once again. This is exactly what KCC need at the moment. Rotation of strike, build that innings. Yes, the big shots can come in later once you get comfortable. And once you get away from the threats of key bowlers like Mugisha Israel, once again pulls it hard onto the leg side. Just a single. Excellent to see this from these two batsmen. It is quite breezy out here at Gahang International Cricket Stadium, but the sun is out, and in the afternoon most likely it will start getting dry. The outfield will start becoming a bit more batsman friendly. With that, we come to the end of the 16th over. 60 runs on board for the loss of 5.
You said about the ground becoming dry. That shows how good decision was to Zonic to elect to bowl fast if they manage it well. And that will be easy to them to chase the score.
Well, I hope we're not speaking too early, because being the monsoon season here in Rwanda, afternoons are never guaranteed. The rains, the heavens might open up. Possibilities for rain later on. Let's hope not. Let's have a beautiful day of cricket once again. Smashes, and that is the first maximum by Hamza Khan. It took him just 9 deliveries to bring out the big guns and absolutely clobbered onto the leg side. Lovely bit of footwork by the youngster, not allowing Eric to settle in. Lovely flourish off the bat that, and then watchfully plays it.
If you check the ball before that maximum, he just try to defend it by saying, let me see how the ball is pitching. Then after that ball, he goes big. Very well decision, deciding and selecting his shot today is very nice. Trying to calm down by getting a lands in his way, not trying many things, no big shot today. Powerful shot, but who found the ball? That is the one, Batista.
Off from his RCA duties today. He's more of a player. Once again, powerfully struck down the ground. Will rotate the strike. As long as the KCC batsmen, this partnership keeps on building in this sort of fashion, it will be really fruitful for them. As we come to the end of the 17th over, 68 on board for the loss of 5.
Seeing them start smiling, Nadir talking to his partner. Maybe they're saying you have to go, have to keep going. You are not doing bad. That is the way to go through.
Well, of course, a partnership here is expected out of these two. Many of the viewers might not know this. They're also housemates. They live in the same house. They share the same table for food. So, lots of understanding. Once again, Mugisha coming from the airport and change of sides to the lefty. And walking along is Mohammad Nadir, who's been guided by Hamza Khan to not pop it in the air and just keep rotating the singles. Get the pressure off your shoulders.
By this moment, they have 4 guys outside. They have Kaukona, Longon, Midon, and also deep square leg. By now, that's only one taken. That Garound, that the field set was for Hamza Khan. Let's see if they are going to change it. Exactly, it's changed because that is the Nadil who is going to strike the ball.
It's never easy playing the left hand, right hand. As fielders, you've got to be on your toes. You will have to move each and every rotation of strike. Once again, lovely placement, easy and comfortable 2 runs that Mohammad Nadir playing excellent cricket there, just rotating the strike, keeping the pressure off him, picking up valuable runs for his side and himself. "18 overs done here, 72 on board for the loss of 5, team KCC, and we get to see a small little partnership building up between teammates and housemates. Mohammad Nadir and Hamza Khan out there in the middle, lots of understanding between them. Hamza Khan, of course, being the more aggressive out of the two. Nadir, on the other hand, who loves to keep it on the ground, rotating the strike. Both got an opportunity of recent representing Rwanda for the first time in the West African Trophy. Full toss there, played onto the leg side. Will he reach the boundary ropes? I heavily doubt so. And they pick up 2 runs once again, knowing Hamza Khan, he won't be happy with the results of that, but he's more than happy to be back on strike. He loves facing as many deliveries as possible. Look at the strike rate. He's the only batsman at the moment who has got that conversion rate. And once again, chaos out there. Mohammad Nadir running down halfway and then coming back, being sent back by Hamza Khan. And a fumble there by Eric. The fielder did his part, throwing the ball. Very tight it was. Could have been a possible run out there. Bit of a restart there by Eric. A gentle defensive push by Hamza Khan.
This is the 4th delivery of Elik. Powerful shot. Isla tried to stop it and throw back quickly to the keeper. Fairly good shot, but they are also very good fielding. Batista is doing great job to his team, stopping mainlands as he can. That was very nice. Now chatting with Hamza. 19 overs done, 75 for 5. Mohamed Nadir and Hamza Khan praying together. Well played again by Hamza Khan. Midfield of Israel ends up by giving them 1 run. Brings Nadir to strike the ball. Also changing the field is now coming too much. Zed, I'm telling you, at the 13 over, it will be a long day to this man who are fielding.
Well, again, young Mugisha Israel tends to pick up wickets when the batsmen want to go hard at him. But at the moment, you can see Mohammad Nadir and Hamza Khan not really trying to battle him with hard shots, just keeping it on the ground and rotating the strike. Once again, this time, a boundary it is. 1 bounce 4, so close to the boundary ropes there in the vacant region. Took all the time he possibly could and dispatched it for a boundary. As easy as you like it.
That was a good delivery, but use of feet and his arms was also correct well in to smash this ball, and Zabai lacing it away, having another good shot there. Elia taking the ball at once, throw back to the Mugisha. That is only 1 run taken. Very nice to see. How are they fighting to this game? And now change of climate comes to each moment. But that is how this weather is nowadays to our Rwanda country. we have to pray it. That is the game condition we have also.
Yes, I did mention earlier the conditions here. From the background, you can see the dark skies checking in. It's getting a bit grayish and gloomy, but it is an English game, and English conditions will check in from time to time. Lots of wind around, so we can most likely hope for the breeze to carry the clouds away. At the moment, we've got Hamza Khan and Mohamed Nadir. Like to see the partnership they've got going on here. Oh, tries to go hard at that ball, trying to fish way outside off stump there. Mohamed Nadir. Tossed up, swept and not swept hard enough. Straight into the hands of the fielder there.
But I'm liking how Nadil is sweeping the ball by showing up the basics. Very nice to see. Another trying to sweep it. Loud appeal, not giving it because that ball was not ready to hit the stump. But he has to know when to sweep the ball. By this moment, Nadil have to chill down and go through to his praying motion, what he used to pray. Like the partnership of Krastila and Shad and David Wimana was 30 lands. That it was the first big partnership, but we can find another one yet.
Yes, the partnership of Hamza Khan and Nadir has surpassed that opening partnership. 31 runs so far. Make it 32 with that excellent looking shot onto the leg side. Getting into the right groove here are both of these. Lots of work to be done by the fielders here. Lots of movement here. And I believe Mugisha is the one who can break this partnership because he's someone who offers lots of enthusiasm through his bowling and lots of variations and doubts he creates into the batsman's mind. At this point, if either of these two batsmen just play along and not bother themselves too much thinking about the bowler and just play the deliveries on the ground and keep rotating the strike, the runs can keep piling up here. And it will be very good for their morale and confidence.
By this moment, they now trying to have a quick singles, but if they don't do it by thinking twice, they can get themselves out by giving them run out. Another good pickup by Daniel, but offering nothing. By now, this is the end of 22 overs, 85 runs, a loss of 86 runs, I beg your pardon, 5 wicket down. keep reminding you, it's RCA 50 overs, the Alphabet Premier League partnership of Mohamed and Hamza Khan, 34 in 51. Very nice to see. By this moment, this is the biggest partnership found to this game, because we saw the first one was 30 lands.
Martina Kayezu coming in once again from and a no ball it is, given by Vicky Prajapati for the amount of fielders standing outside the 30-yard circle there. Martina Kayezu not happy with that decision, but he's got to understand this. There was a game played between Zonic Tigers and Telugu Royals where this same dispute happened between the two sides, and the game was abandoned. Something the Zonic Tigers need to understand: the field restrictions alongside the laws of the game. If you do not learn them at this stage, when are you going to learn them? This is the right time as youngsters to pick up on the good habits and stay away from such mistakes. And a free hit coming up to Muhammad Nadir. Swings and misses it completely. Would you believe it? A free hit coming in your slot with nothing to take you out apart from running between the wickets, and you end up missing the ball completely. Tried to go with a horizontal bat there. And this time around just nudges it down to the ground and picks up a quick single, bringing Hamza Khan back on strike.
Very nice to see this partnership. There is a couple of action with them. They are just trying to see how the situation is and try to manage it very well, because on my side, I think if one of these two batters got out, there is also a big loss to the KCC.
Well, really, I guess a bottom edge to that, and just the pace of Martina Kayezu, it reaches. Luckily, there was some protection and very, very clumsy bit of glove work there by the keeper, resulting into yet another extra run. And you can see the levels of frustration checking in for Team Zonik. 91 on board for the loss of 5. 22 overs. We're into the 23rd over, halfway mark, closing in. And again, Rosin, if you to consider the longer format of the game, as many overs as possible, if you tend to play them out, has an effect on the opposition fielding side as well, because it's never easy to field the full quota of 50 overs and then come in to chase down that total. No matter how fit you are, it always plays a massive role. Once again, Martin Akayezu charging in, watchfully, keeps it on the ground, Hamza Khan.
Crossing early of his bat, ending by not getting any run, but the intention is good.
There you can see on the screen Vicky Prajapati, the on-field umpire, just giving a warning to Martin Akayezu about tampering with the ball, just trying to step on it using the spikes. Something he did obnoxiously, but he needs to be careful with such things. You cannot be damaging the ball. It can play a role against you. With that, we come to the end of the 23rd over here. 92 runs on board for the loss of 5. Team KCC cruising along with this partnership on hand.
Very surprising to see Martin on his level, just trying to step on the ball. Not good thing to do. That also brings in Daniel Gomsenje to bowl 24th over in this game between KCC and Zonik.
Daniel Gumsenge coming in to bowl from the airport end. How many times have we seen him been given the responsibility of batting up the order with a bat in hand, and now he gets to provide with a bowl in hand, and that just tells you the level of frustrations by the youngsters not picking up the bigger batsmen out of this pair. Plays it and keeps it on the ground. They pick up a quick single here. The dive was put in. Sent back, I beg your pardon, by Mohammed Nadir, sent back by Hamza Khan here. There was no run. Once again,
They have to communicate properly, because by this moment, only thing you are seeing that can get them out, it's only run out, because they are well setted to play the ball.
but again, knowing the likes of Daniel Gumisenge, who doesn't swing the ball that much, after coming in for the 24th over here, the ball isn't doing much. It's coming off the surface neatly and cleanly at a decent bounce and pace, not swinging as much, so the attack should be taken on. But it's very nice to see both of them adjusting to a new bowler coming in. After 23 overs, you've got a new bowler in, so you've got to allow him to settle in and allow yourself to settle into his line and length, because you do not want to make that silly mistake of trying something extraordinary to a bowler that you've got no idea about where the ball will be pitching and coming in from.
By this moment, if Daniel is a thinking bowler, he can get a deal out easily, because he's trying too much, but you saw how the following delivery is.
Interestingly enough, there's that one fielder placed there, especially for Mohammed Nadir, because he loves playing it on the leg side. And the past 3 deliveries, you've seen how Mohammed Nadir, how Gumisenge Daniel has bowled it down the leg side Lucky enough for him, Mohamed Nadir didn't allow it to go for a wide and just clamped on to those deliveries. With that, we come to the end of the 24th over. 94 on board. 6 runs shy of triple digits here is Team KCC. How long can Team KCC sustain this partnership? You can see the projected score 196 in a limited format. We've seen the likes of challengers bowling Team Zonic all out for bowling them out for 140 odd. So a score of that scale, 190 plus 200, would be very, very nice to see here. Plays it on the ground once again. Mugisha Israel coming with a change of size and now coming to bowl from the pavilion end. Plays it in the air but lands safely. And the drizzles have begun here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. It's getting dark very, very quick. Stays flat.
Wide there. That was for Lady Valley, no land, but this moment he offered them one wide.
Powerfully played on to the leg side. It's something you need to understand as a southpaw, as a left-handed batsman. Do not bowl it into their slots because as a natural bat swing, they can thrash that ball a long, long way.
Even they can last to 2 days by playing that ball, but on the offside, they can survive a lot. Another.
Completely losing his line and shape there is Mujisha Israel, trying to lure Hamza Khan into the hands of that slip fielder that is put there. And powerfully struck onto the leg side. The race is on and the fielder could not do much about it, but watch it sail to the boundary. A shot of authority there by Hamza Khan. Beautiful shot, that just a fraction shot, and his eyes lit up all the way it races. And with that, 100 comes up for Team KCC here after 25 overs, 5 wicket down. Once again, Daniel Gumisenge from the airport end bowls it fuller this time around into the toes, but gets played comfortably there by Mohamed Nadir, who's not bothered at all. Would you believe it? 41 deliveries he has played so far. He's on. Plays it on the ground once again. Back-to-back dot balls. 3 dot balls so far on the trot. Powerfully played onto the leg side, and that will be a boundary. Beautiful looking shot that by Mohammad Nadir. He makes up for all the dot deliveries that he played. Have a look at that.
On his favorite place, taking the ball from the offside, take it to the leg side, take it as a ball to smash for getting his boundary. That he also brings him confidence. Very well played after that four.
That is the shot that I was talking about. Placement. He knew exactly where the fielders were, and he dragged a delivery way outside off stump to the leg side, trying to pick up that boundary. In the air, patience, running out of patience, and a catch has been dropped there by Hamza Khan, surviving that blow. A dive was put in, but the dive goes down in vain. I'd love to see a replay of that. Losing patience there is Hamza Khan. Got underneath it, but went across the line.
If you check Ali, Martin comes learning, but when he is learning, he tries to stop by expecting the ball to come, and then he also charging in, end up by dropping the ball. Remember, also Nadil dropped before, which means they are all reborn again.
Well, again, Rosin, if you to consider the tactics used to take that catch, he was trying to be fancy for the cameras, just trying to put in a front dive. Unnecessary. Could have taken the massive wicket of Hamza Khan here, but tried to put in that visually pleasing dive that he's known for, but pops it out of his hands as it hits the floor. Powerfully cut once again.
Also, keep having the miscommunication between Nadil and Hamza Khan, but by this moment, if they are thinking, well, they can start again, because after this, Hamza can be another man, because he should have gone out, but unlucky to the fielding team, they don't take him out.
Hamza Khan should understand he has just survived. And he needs to be careful of that. He needs to build up this innings. They've just crossed the 100 mark. Once again, drags it onto the leg side. There is a fielder in the deep who will take care of that. Keeping it to a bare minimum of single. It is getting really dark here. And I doubt the game will go on much longer after this, Rosin.
It is now looking like 6 p.m., but it's now 11:40. This is the end of 27th over 111. Only one ball remain to end 27 over. A wide Hamza Khan, that is the one who is striking the ball. Isla need to finish his over because they need to get away. By this moment, the lane comes